Hello there. My name is Jason Perkins. I'd like to welcome you to another episode in my Georgia Workers' Compensation video series. I'm an attorney who specializes in handling Georgia workers' compensation cases. I created this series of videos because I wanted to provide people who've been hurt at work with helpful information about Georgia's workers' compensation laws and the benefits they should receive under that law. Today I want to talk to you about when do workers' compensation checks stop? Well, first let's talk about what Georgia workers' compensation checks are. Under Georgia workers' compensation law, there's three different types of checks that may be paid to you on a weekly basis. They're known as temporary total disability, temporary partial disability, and permanent partial disability. Those are abbreviated TTD, TPD, and PPD for short. Temporary total disability and temporary partial disability are wage loss benefit checks. They pay you when you're losing money as a result of your injury. So if you're completely out of work, you get temporary total disability benefits. If you're working but making less money as a result of your injury, you should receive temporary partial disability benefits. Permanent partial disability benefits pay you for permanent impairment you have as a result of injury. So if you have permanent loss of function, you'll at some point in your case receive some permanent partial disability benefits for that based on a rating that the doctor gives you. So why do these workers' compensation checks stop? Well, first, there's limits on each one of these types of benefits. Temporary total disability benefits have limits of 400 weeks from when your injury occurs, unless your case is designated as catastrophic. Temporary partial disability benefits are limited to a maximum of 350 weeks, and permanent partial disability benefits are limited by the rating that the doctor gives you. So each rating tells you to a certain number of weeks of benefits. So there are limits, though, in addition to these maximum time frames that you can receive each one of these benefits. So in other words, that time frame I mentioned earlier is a maximum you can receive them, but you're not necessarily going to receive them for that time frame. The things that can cause your temporary total or temporary partial disability benefits to stop before you reach the maximum time frame are your authorized treating physician saying that you can go back to full duty work without restrictions, or your employer offering you some sort of light duty job that's suitable to your restrictions. Your benefits also get stopped if you return to work. Now, if you're receiving temporary total disability benefits and you return to work at a light duty job making less money, you may still be entitled to temporary partial disability benefits. So those types of benefits might change, but the temporary total disability benefits would stop. Other things that could stop your benefits include refusal to comply with authorized medical treatment or testing. Now, there are certain rules that have to be followed to stop your benefits on that ground, but it can be stopped on those grounds. Just remember, the insurance company wants to pay you as little as possible because that costs them money to pay you checks. So they're going to do things to try to stop those checks and get them stopped. Now, what can you do if your check is stopped? Now, there are a couple of different things to consider. First of all, it's a big problem for you because, especially if you're receiving wage loss benefits, suddenly your income is stopped, but the bills are still coming in. Now, a lot of times benefits may not be stopped properly. If so, there are some steps that you can take to get them started pretty quickly. Now, even if checks are stopped properly, there are still steps you can take to prove in court that you should still be entitled to receive benefits. For example, if the doctor releases you to full duty work without restrictions, the insurance company may be able to stop your checks, but you may be able to go to court and prove that you're not actually able to do full duty work. So your checks are restarted. The most important thing to do here is if your checks are stopped, talk to a workers' compensation attorney to figure out what steps can be taken and if your checks are going to be able to get restarted. Hope you found this information about how workers' compensation checks can be stopped helpful. If you have, please let me know that. One of the best ways you can do that is by liking this video or giving it a thumbs up. If you've got more questions about workers' compensation or your weekly checks, please reach out to me and get a free consultation scheduled about your case. That's one of the best ways to get those questions answered. There's two easy ways you can do that. First is by calling the phone number on the bottom of the screen, and the other is by reaching out to us to our website, which is www.perkinslawtalk.com. Just click on and submit the free consultation request form there. I'd like to thank you again for watching this video today, and we'll wish you the best of luck as you recover from your injuries.